guys, it's me. Different background. This is the movie video I have been talking about. First off, I want to start off with a disclaimer. A lot of people have already kind of commented on my book videos about how many books I have and all that kind of stuff. So I just wanted to say this is not a brag video by any means. My book videos have never been brag videos. What I am really passionate about, as you will learn in this video, is you already know books, but I'm also really passionate and love movies and TV shows, and I actually watch too many TV shows probably. I don't know how I have time for anything, but I am just really passionate about it. This is something that my husband and I share, being passionate about, and so a lot of these are actually his. We have combined our movie and TV show collection together. This is like his main thing that he buys or spends money on. And then if you saw my closet, you would probably laugh because I don't spend money on a lot of the things that typical girls spend money on, like shoes, clothes, purses, things like that. The things that I asked for my birthday, the things that I asked for Christmas are books and movies, and I just wanted to say that up front because I just don't want anyone to ever think that I'm bragging. I do think using this as my background for movies or using my bookshelf as a background for books, I think it's really helpful, but again, anyway, I'm not trying to brag. But I just wanted to say that up front. But this is my movie collection. You can't see all of it right now, but how we kind of have it organized is because of the amount of movies that we have, and because my husband and I are nerds, we decided that we wanted to organize our movies in a way kind of like movie stores do, or by genre, but that's the way we did it so that it's easier to find and it's just kind of fun. But anyway, so these are the movies. I love movies because I love, kind of like books, being able to jump in something else, kind of leave your world behind and see someone else's, and I just think I always love finding out where people got their inspiration for movies or books. And I love certain actors and actresses. There are certain actors and actresses that I will watch a movie they're in just because it's them. Rachel McAdams is that way. Anne Hathaway is that way for me. Harrison Ford is that way for me. I grew up watching him and just love him to death. And another one is because I also think he's really handsome. People make fun of me all the time because I love all Shia LaBeouf movies. I just think they're so good. I love the Transformer movies. But so this is just going to be kind of a two-part video. First, I'm just going to kind of talk about why I like certain movies, what movies I like, and then the second part is going to be movies that I watched around this time, Halloween movies, fall movies, and yeah, so I hope you all enjoy. Please let me know and give me feedback if you like this at all, if there's anything specific you want to see. I will eventually, when the new Twilight movie comes out, probably do a book to movie adaptation video and kind of talk about the series as a whole, since it is the last one. Just let me know kind of your feedback, what you think, and I will be reading those and looking into that as well. So I'm going to go ahead and get started. The kind of movies that I normally like, I like action movies a lot. I like comic book movies a lot. I honestly kind of probably just like everyone else where I like really good acting, plot lines, and directing, honestly. I'm really interested in the directing side of it. Hunger Games, my husband gave me the special edition one where it has a ton of special features, and I haven't watched all of it, but I've sat and watched 2 hours of it so far, and it is so interesting. If you like Hunger Games, it is something that you actually should sit down and watch. The director for the first one, Gary, I forget his last name now, but I now see like why Josh Hutcherson and all of them talked so much about him specifically, because he like really made that movie what it was. So I'm interested to see how the sequel is going to be, since he doesn't want to do the sequel. I love a good chick flick. I love action movies. I like dramas. I'm not necessarily a huge fan of the whole time the movie is so depressing and sad. I like movies that don't necessarily always end the happiest, but at the same time, like, they're not going to be my favorite probably. But I'm not one for just wanting to just cry. There are ones that I love that I cry every time I watch it. Life is a House. It does have a lot of adult content, so know that going into it. If you watch it, it is rated R, so just make sure age appropriate everything. But it is kind of one of those movies that it's sad, but it's just a really good life movie. Life is a House. But Count of Monte Cristo is one of the best revenge movies I've ever seen. I love that movie, and I've always wanted to read the book, and I have it. I just for some reason haven't read it, but I absolutely adore that movie. The newest one, the one with Jim Caviezel, is the one I've only seen that one. I know there's an older one, but that's the one I've seen. But those are just a few random ones. The ones that I'm not going to pull up, but the ones that I always watch around fall that are not necessarily Halloween movies, but just fall, are While You're Sleeping. I normally watch a little bit closer to Christmas, but You've Got Mail, Sleepless in Seattle, those kinds of movies that I grew up on, those chick flicks. I just absolutely love those. That's something that my mom, sister, and I always watch together, and so those are kind of ones that I always go to around this time of year when it starts to get a little bit cooler outside and the leaves start to change. But I'm definitely a mood person when it comes to movies and books. I watch movies or pick up certain books based on how I'm feeling that day, or like kind of what I want to watch. I am also the type of person that rewatches movies all the time. I have probably seen the Disney movies, Beauty and the Beast, honestly, probably over 50 times. That was my favorite movie when I was little, and so I went through phases where every day I watched it and I still watch it all the time. But I'm not one, like, I'll get tired of a movie for a little while, but I'm not one who sees it once and is like, okay, I'll never see it again, which is why I'm okay with purchasing movies, because I do rewatch them all the time. But so TV shows really fast, and then I'll get into the October more scary movies. I'll show you the ones that I watch around this time. But TV shows, all-time favorites, Friends, of course. I love Friends. Sex and the City, I love Sex and the City. Again, age appropriate. It has a lot of adult content, so be aware of that. But I absolutely love that show. I think that, especially watching it from start to finish, seeing how their lives change and the development of their characters, especially Miranda, I feel like she's the one who like changes the most throughout that show. I just really like that show. Smallville is another show that I love. I watched it all the way through, and it's just something that I started watching when I was a lot younger because it was on for 10 seasons. And something that my husband and I watched together. And Lost, I love Lost. I didn't always understand every single thing that was going on, but I loved it. And then Doctor Who is a new favorite. My husband has got me onto that. I love that show now, and I unfortunately haven't watched he's watched almost every single season, even some of the older ones that were in like the 70s. But I didn't see the first season. There's one season with one doctor, I can't remember his name, but I think he's the 9th Doctor. And then I watched a lot of David Tennant's, but I didn't watch all of it. But I've watched all of Matt Smith's, so I'm a little biased in the sense of he's my favorite Doctor. I know a lot of people, including my husband, David Tennant is their favorite. I think he's an amazing actor. I loved him in Harry Potter, even though it was a really small part. But I love Matt Smith. The newest episode, the end of I want to say it's the end of the 6th season. I'm a little confused. I was trying to figure it out beforehand, but I'm pretty positive it's the end of the 6th season, where it's just so sad. I cried. But anyway, so those are just the TV shows that I like. The new ones that Vampire Diaries comes on. I've been loving Revolution. I don't know if you guys are watching that show. It's 4 episodes in, I think, and it is so good. Like, I am so hooked from like the first episode. I love that show. I really, really highly recommend it to try to catch up and start watching it. It's on Monday nights at 9 Central Time. And anyway, let's go into part 2. I could just talk forever about all of this kinds of stuff because if you can't tell, I really like it. But let's go ahead and get started into part 2. So the first movie that I watch around this time, and a lot of these are ones that I grew up watching, so they aren't necessarily new, scary. I like funny scary or realistic realistic scary I don't like. I don't know why I just said that. I don't like Paranormal Activity. Like, yeah, okay, some people would say that's not realistic, but like the fact that like you hear creepy noises in your house and that means it's like this ghost, like stuff like that like actually scares me, and so I will not watch those. I also don't like the exorcism movies, so sorry, these are more suspense than anything. Young Frankenstein is the first one. This, like I said, is more of a comedy, but it is so good, so funny. It's really old. It is PG. I'm gonna say what they're rated just for age appropriateness. I know most of you watch PG-13 when you're younger. I watched, I think, my first PG-13 when I was younger than 13. I think I was 11. But just for age appropriate, just because I don't want to recommend something and have it not be something that's appropriate, and so always ask your parents. I don't know what age group watches these videos, but anyway, Young Frankenstein, it has Gene, why did I just forget his name? Gene Wilder, and I love him. I think he's so funny. And then this is Cloris Leachman. I don't know if you guys have seen her recently. You probably have and don't realize it, but she is like probably in her 60s or I think 70s now, and like it's just crazy. That's how old this video is. But it's really, really funny. It's black and white, and it's really, really good. The next one is Hocus Pocus, which everyone has been talking about recently on YouTube. This is one I grew up watching. It scared me a little bit when I was younger. It's rated PG, so it's kind of a wimp, I guess. But it is kind of scary at certain parts, but I absolutely love this movie. I think it's hilarious that Sarah Jessica Parker is in this and she plays such a ditz. This is something that I always watch. It's considered a family movie, so it is something that you guys can watch with your families, but it's really, really good. It's a classic in my book. The next one I would also consider a classic. It's Signs by M. Night Shyamalan. In my opinion, this is his best movie. I thought The Village was okay. The Happening, I hated. If you guys liked it, I'm sorry. I hated that movie. It creeped me out. It was so gross. There were so many things about it I just really didn't like. But I loved this movie. If you like movies that have a scary element to it but also have a really good plot line, I think this is really good. I think this is one of Mel Gibson's best movies. Obviously, like The Patriot and Braveheart and stuff like that are probably considered his better ones too, but in my book, this is really high up there. But this is another one that I definitely always watch. Pretty much year-round, but mostly around now. This next one is a Harrison Ford, What Lies Beneath. This is one that my family has always loved to watch, so again, I grew up watching it. This is about Michelle Pfeiffer and Harrison Ford being married, and a ghost starts to haunt their house, and Michelle Pfeiffer kind of figures out how she's entangled into their life, and it's something, I don't know, it's really suspenseful. It's really good though. It's not necessarily the best movie I've ever seen by any means, but it's just something that I always enjoy, and I think that you all would like to. The last one isn't necessarily a scary movie, it's just something I normally like to watch around this time. The Underworld series. This is the first one, just Underworld, and then it's Underworld Revolution. Then it's Underworld Evolution, not Revolution. And then there's one after that was made that was a prequel, but it doesn't have Kate Beckinsale in it. I don't like it as much, so I don't personally own it. But then the newest one was Underworld Awakening, and it was actually surprisingly good as well. I didn't know if it would still be good, but I liked it. I really like this series. I don't think it's the best vampire series I've ever seen by any means, but I really like the world it's in and the people that are in it. I love Scott Speedman. He's the one that's in the new Last Resort show. Yeah, so I always watch this series as well. And that's kind of it for me around this time. Last year I did go and watch Scream 1, 2, 3, and then we went and saw 4 in theaters. That's a really gory, scary movie. I'm not normally a huge gory movie fan, but it was still actually pretty good. It wasn't one of those movies that afterwards I was scared. I was scared probably a lot of the movie, but I wasn't necessarily scared after. I didn't have like bad dreams or anything, so it wasn't that bad. But again, like I said, it is pretty gory. I wouldn't suggest watching it alone or anything like that, but that's kind of it for me. I know a lot more people are probably hardcore and they like a lot more scary movies. I don't like the Saws at all. My husband loves zombie movies and I just don't like zombies at all. I think I've talked about this in one of my book videos. I just don't like zombies. I think they're gross. I think cannibalism is creepy, and in my mind that's what zombies are doing. I know they don't necessarily know, they're not like there anymore, but I just still don't like zombie movies. Yeah, so that's kind of it for this first video. Like I said earlier, please let me know what you thought of this. Hopefully it's good. I will see you in my next video. Bye!